errors. So I'm like, why aren't you closing? And then I saved my work. So all that is done. It wasn't anything too, you know, revealing, uh, just some boring accounting stuff. So hello, Drunkarella. Hello. And Tikanjia. Tikanjia. I know I'm butchering that. I apologize. So yes, let's start. Oh yeah, this is my daughter on the roof of our building, and the picture makes her look a lot closer to the edge than she actually is. This is she is we're very far from the edge. It's just you can't see where her feet are in the picture. So yes, I am not as neglectful of a father as this picture might make me look. Oh, and you can see all my images here. Okay. All right. So what I am going to do today, Tikanjia. It's French, so I need to say it in a French accent. Tikanjia. No, that doesn't make it. I don't know how you'd say that in a French accent. Anyway, I'm going to move this microphone because it's like right in my face and it's bugging me. I'm moving it over here, so hopefully I have the gain up high, so hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully that's all good. I know I had some problems last time with that. So it was weird because my monitor's here, but my second monitor, my laptop with the webcam is over here. So I'm like looking over here and the chat's over here. Anyway, Deep Entertains. Hello, Deep Entertains. Okay, so what I'm doing today is I will show you. Let's see, open up this window. Okay. Whoops. Old skies, graphics, rooms. What I've been kind of focusing on design for the last week, kind of designing the next section of the game. And in the meantime, Ben, who's our artist, has been he's been putting together the backgrounds for the last mission. You saw some of the character designs last week when I did a stream. But right now they're all kind of 3D white boxed. You might remember I showed we did this last week. I put this into the game, and it's all kind of white boxed, gray, 3D basic stuff. And Ben has requested that I put them into the game so we can see how they look before he starts coloring them. Because once he starts painting it, it's pretty final. Right, when it's like this, he can adjust things, shrink things, move things around a lot easier because it's 3D. And so he wants to see how they look, and I don't blame him. So I'm going to focus on that today. And let's see. Whoops. Okay. So this mission I call Time Doesn't Pay, which is my own little internal way of my internal personal name for the mission. I don't think I'm going to have these names in the game because they're silly. Like I have, Time Doesn't Pay, Dines Up, because a diner is featured heavily in the mission. Times Champion is another one. There's another one that takes place just before September 11th. So I call it Time 11. They're very silly names, but I might make them into achievements when you complete the chapter. Time puns, yeah. Another one is I have one about like a kind of a corporate espionage mission, which I call Time is Money. Yeah, horrible. It was just a lot easier than referring to them by year, which I got sick of because I kept typing in the wrong year. This one takes place in 1923, and I just kept confusing the year, 1924, 1932, whatever. So Time Doesn't Pay. That's what it is. Anyway, the first room you go into is what I call the landing point. It's where you land. That's this one. And then the next room you go to is kind of a map screen, which he hasn't done yet. We can save that till later. I did this one the other day. I don't know why it's asking me to save it. This is outside of a house. I'm not going to give any spoilers. People ask me if there's going to be any like references to Blackwell or Unavowed. All I will say is that this police officer, his name is Mitchell Santina. That's all I'll say. And so, I did this one yesterday. And then the interior of the room, Why does it ask me to save? I didn't do anything. Anyway, whatever. The interior of the room looks like this. This is a placeholder character. This is obviously not going to be the real guy. Ben held off drawing this character because he's going to be sitting in a chair, and he never gets up and walks around. So we figured we'd wait until the background was drawn and all the furniture was done before we put him in, because, you know, why redo him if we don't have to? So yeah, this is my lovely line art, which I actually did. It's a trace over of Francisco Gonzalez's Lamplight City, one of the backgrounds there. I just needed, you know, a room in the late 1800s with a couch, and he happened to have one. So I just traced it as like a quick just reference thing. But now Ben made it completely different, and I'm going to upload that one. Let's see. Grant residence. No, not the exterior. Interior. Grant living room. Here we go. Boop, boop. So yeah, that's the new version. And as you can see, everything is completely wrong. Walkable areas, everything is wrong. So I'm going to be adjusting all of that right now. Make him perfectly merged with the chair. Makes sense. Well, that's the idea, is like we're going to draw him in the chair. And he never gets up. So why draw him standing, you know, and having to redo everything if we don't have to? This guy is actually, I've discussed this before, but this game used to be a lot different. I've gone into why I changed it and why I basically started over. I've gone into that elsewhere. But this was a character from the previous iteration. So I've been kind of using him as a placeholder guy. He was supposed to be like a 50s greaser type, even though he looks a little bit like George Stobart because of the green jacket. I was intending to ask Ben to turn the jacket black, but since we started redoing everything anyway, there's no point. Walkable areas. So the first thing we need to do is fix that, because that is completely wrong. Boop. So you walk in from here. That's a little too high. You walk in. I used to like want to paint the entire room. You know, anywhere you could walk, I would paint, but that's not necessary. I realized, like, you know, I could paint it so you walk all the way over here, but you never really need to do that. And I decided I like to keep it, you know, keep it limited to where you need to go. So here's I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit. I know you can't see beyond this point. I apologize for that. I did once do a poll because I did have my whole desktop shrunk so you could see the whole thing. But y'all seemed to prefer it when it was bigger because it was a little clearer. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, okay. So you need to walk here. And you also need to walk. There's a painting on the wall here, which obviously you can't see, but you do walk up there. So there. So that's the blocky bit. So now I'm gonna connect them up. And they're really, like, if you might notice, like, since the game is so high res and AGS was never designed for a game this large, like, the line is very small. It's hard to see, so I have to like zoom in order to see it fully. That's something that's annoying. So anyway, I'm gonna paint, cover that, and this always bugs me, having a little extra stick out. It's no big deal. It just, you know. Okay. So now you can smoothly walk up and take a look at the painting. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. Okay. And so you need to talk to him. I don't know where you need to be standing because I don't know where his name is Jackson Grant, which is another small nod to Unavowed. You might remember the Grant City Trust. You know, the great thing about having a back catalog and having a shared universe is that I can just sort of grab names from other games, and it sort of gives things a little bit more meaning than it would otherwise. It's a bit of a cheat and a shortcut, but I kind of like that I'm able to do that. That was not really a shortcut, considering that it's taken me, 15 years to gather all this extra stuff. Optimize the Escoria demo game. I don't know what that means. Escoria, is that a game you're working on? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what Escoria is. Okay, I guess I can bump this out a little bit more. Why not? All right, whatever. So that's where you are. I'm not going to worry about creating walk behinds because Ben is going to be giving me those anyway, and they'll be better. But I guess in the meantime, it would be nice to have them. All right, I'm going to just do it manually. Open up Photoshop here. I'll just do a quick and dirty walk behind object. Just to have it. Because I know Ben wants to play it, and it would be better for him to have something he can play properly. Grant. This is the problem when you number the rooms instead of keep them alphabetical. I don't know where they are. Grant living room. Here we are. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. I opened up on my second monitor. Hello. Okay. Sometimes when it's an old version of Photoshop, so sometimes when Photoshop opens up on my second monitor and I move it over, it can't handle it. So I have to reboot Photoshop. Whoops, no, I do not want it to make changes. That's what happens when I don't, I got Photoshop like, I'm using the same version of Photoshop that I got like 10 years ago. One day I'll upgrade, but not today. So Escaria is a point-and-click framework for Godot. Okay, cool. Observing me make an adventure game is very useful. I don't know if like seeing me like mess around with like Photoshop is really showing a lot. But anyway, I'm just going to do some quick and dirty walk behinds. Oh, because the tolerance is 10. Let's make it a little higher. There we go. All right. I'm just going to copy that and whoops. I can probably just I don't need to spend too much time fiddling with this. Okay, whoops. Now I should bring the tolerance down. Whoops. Dang it. I have to bring it down even more. 5. Okay. Whatever. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because Ben is going to make it, this isn't the version of the game that's going out. So I'm not, I shouldn't like care too much. All right. And this is just for, All right. And I'm just going to go zoop and zoop. That's all right. Why am I actually putting effort into this? I don't need to. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Okay. I want to copy, paste that. Boink, and there's my walk. She doesn't walk in front of this table, so I'm going to leave that. Okay, so this is my my foreground. So I'm just going to save that. I'm just going to remove this later. Okay, placeholder foreground. And I'm going to throw this in. Rooms. Time doesn't pay. Oh, I don't have a folder for his room yet because I didn't do any. The placeholder version didn't have any objects, so I'm just going to throw this in here. Placeholder foreground. Okay. And now I'm going to just pop it in. This is an alpha. This is an alpha version of AGS 3.6. So there's some neat new features that I really like. There's here, I'll show it to you when I let's see. Time doesn't pay. Grants interior. Because the annoying thing, because back in like 1999 when AGS was first created, most games were very low res even then. Like 320 by 240 was as large as most people went. And as the years went on and people started making larger sized games, like the basic stuff like this sprite viewer, that stayed the same. When sprites were very tiny, this was all you needed. But now, actually, I requested this feature and they added it. This is an alpha version. It's on the AGS forum now. You can zoom in. How cool is that? You can zoom in and see it. Which for this one is no big deal, but for other ones, like if I look at, here's Fia, I don't know, I'm just picking up some random animations here. Like here's her walking, right? It's so tiny, right? It's so tiny, but now you can zoom in and see it. Like that's cool. Like having used AGS for 20 years, like this is like, this is amazing to me that you can do this. Anyway, let me bring that thing in. This is just a brand new feature. I deliberately upgraded to 3.6 just for this because I wanted to see it, and it's so handy. Actually, all right, and then visible true. It's not clickable. Oh, foreground. This is a trick that I do. And so this might be handy if some of you use AGS. Because what's annoying here is like this is in the foreground, right? And I have to, let's see, I make the baseline is all the way at the bottom. So that would be 1080. I'll make it like 1090 just so it's, yeah. But what's annoying is if I want to put another object in and I click on the screen, I will click on this foreground image. And that's so annoying. So one thing I do, I will go into here. I'll go into my room load, which is what this function is activated before a room is loaded or before it's displayed. So on room load, there's room load, which is what happens before the room is displayed. And then there's room after fade in, which is what happens after the room is displayed. So here, before the room loads, I'm gonna set that object, set position 0, 1080. So before the room loads, it sets the position, right? It sets it to where I want to be. And now I'm just moving it off the screen. Bam, it's gone. Now I don't even have to think about it, right? Because what would always happen before, I would accidentally click on it, I would move it, and then I would have to like remember where it was, and that was always annoying. So now I don't have to do that. Hooray. So that's my trick. Feel free to use it if you're an AGSer. Okay, so the door used to be here, and now I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to make it a little cleaner because why not? Boop. Okay. So now when you click on the door, aha, okay. I need to change that to, the door is up here. So you got to walk up there. Whoops. You know what? This is why I box it first. All right. So I think it's kind of here. All right. So you're going to walk here. All right. So you click on the door and you go out the door. And that's here. All right. Okay. All right. So there's one scene. Okay. It used to be that the door was in the room. So you'd walk to the door and you'd open it and leave. But now what Ben did, because he's clever and wants to save on animation, you don't have to open a door. There's an archway that you just walk out of. But there's one scene where you know, it's kind of this Columbo moment where she walks to the door and turns to him and says, "Hey, one more thing." And I was able to do that here because she would walk to the door, and if the game state is a certain state, she says the thing and then leaves. But now, obviously, that's not going to work. So what I'm going to have to do is here. All right, so I just want to get the Y position right. Okay, she would walk to like 0906. That's the edge of the screen. And so now what I need to move here. Here we go. So if it's that specific game state, she'll walk to maybe like here. But then she'll be blocked by the lamp. Okay, you know, make it here. I'll make it here. She'll walk here and then turn around. That should be okay. Okay, so thanks for that, Ben, for making me do extra work. No, I love Ben. I do. So she walks in. Okay, so now I got to readjust like everything. So, okay, on room load, she is gonna be, because yeah, before I could just place her where she needs to be because she like walks in the door, but now I actually have to have her walk into the room. Thanks for this, Ben. Okay, so no biggie, no biggie, no biggie. So okay, so like let's put her at -50, and then she has to walk. Okay. Okay, where do I have Amani here? Because at one point Amani comes in as well, and that's the character we messed around with last week. So now I have to do more work. Oh well, that's all. I have to do work. Crazy, right? Okay, so let's just make Fia walk in for now. So Fia starts at -50, and she has to walk to where? Like, she walks like here, I guess. Yeah, she walks there. Okay, so that would be, you know what? If I make it exactly 250, I can just have her bump. Let's see, -50, 50, 150. Okay, -50 plus 100 is 50. Another 150, 250. So she walks 300 pixels. Walk right. This is a command that I created called bump right. Bump right. No block anywhere. E anywhere means she doesn't have to be on a walkable area because she's coming from off the screen. One thing I've lobbied for, but apparently it's impossible. I would love to be able to paint a walkable area off the edge of the screen. So, because right now what happens is it's like I have to, because you can only do, like if I want her to leave the room, right? I have to walk to the farthest possible walkable area, and then add another walking command where she can walk off the walkable area. And what that does is it creates this like split-second moment where she stops and then starts again, and it always looks ugly and it drives me crazy, but can't do anything about it. Okay, anyway, she bumps right. Okay, so that's non-blocking, and usually what I would do is while Sophia is moving, wait 1. Okay. Ba-ba-bam, ba-ba-bam. All right, so now if Amani is going to follow her, sure. I usually like to have the characters about 200 pixels behind the previous character. So, Sophia X minus 200-ish. And put her same place. Same Y position. And she will walk, let's see, bump right. Actually, I'll put her a tiny bit lower, just so they're not like in each other's way. She'll also bump 300. Okay. This might not work, but we'll see. Okay, and then I'm going to place Jackson. Mr. Jackson Grant. Whatever. You know, I'll just put him here by the chair because that's where he belongs. Okay, this all looks good. This all looks good. If you act... All right, let's see what this looks like. Let's see how this works. I think I can just jump to room 33. Let's see what happens. I don't know if you can hear the music. If like the music is too low or too high and it contrasts badly with my voice, let me know. Whoops, wrong room. Okay, music is very loud. Okay, that's good to know. Is it the speaker? How is it now? Is it that better? Oh, whoa, desktop audio. I see it's on 5. I'm going to bring that down. Is that better? Wait, now I can't hear it at all. Okay, that's weird. All right, hello. My mic is fine. Desktop audio. Now it's completely muted. What the heck happened? Okay. That's weird. I don't know what happened. All right, let me try that again. That's odd. All right, now it's loud. That's very loud. Okay. You know what? Maybe does it... Oh. 5. It's because I clicked away from the game. That's why. It's because I clicked away from the game. If I click away from the game like that, it goes away. Okay, how's that? Is that better? Sound-wise? Whoops, now I'm muted again. Okay. How's that? I brought it down by like half. I don't know if that's too low now. So that's good. Okay. I will take your words for it. Okay. So what room was that? That was room 33, not 35. Oh my god, I did it again. 33. This is the room I was working on yesterday, so I have the room 35 stuck in my head. All right, she walks in. Oh, whoops. Ha! I forgot to set streaming mode. All right. Let's see. Streaming mode, so you don't get spoilers. What this does is I set this flag, and it just turns all the dialogue to gibberish. So you don't get spoiled. All right, they walk in okay. Yeah, whoops. On 5. Why did it crash? I know exactly why it crashed. Okay, because I need to set... I didn't set... Okay. Normally, if I'd play the scene from the beginning, like there's certain flags that will be set, like what costume, what outfits they're wearing, things like that. But since I jumped directly to the room, it bypassed all that. But fortunately, I added this little command called set chapter, and that would be time doesn't pay. So it just adds in some defaults, so I don't have to like remember what everything has to be. So this is just a little debug command for myself. Actually, I should set that so it's whoops. Okay, if player previous room is intro, like if it's from the main, because I wouldn't be jumping into the room from anywhere else. So I wouldn't be, using that debug command to get to that room from anywhere else but the first room. So this is just, I've connected it to debug mode. So if debug mode isn't on, it won't activate this function, but this just makes it doubly safe. Anyway, redundancy. I should lower the volume again. Okay, I can lower the volume again. No big deal. Let me know if that's better. Also, that's not the music that should be playing. All right, yeah, she goes up and looks at the painting. Or heels are like on the fireplace. Blah blah blah. Oh well. This isn't turned to gibberish, but whatever. This is another that and she walks to where the door used to be and then disappears. Oh no, spoiler, you know he sniffs himself. Sorry, not everything is like turned into you know. Bye, Deep Entertains. Thanks for coming by. All right, so I'm just gonna walk around and see how it looks. So, I mean, that looks fine, you know. She walks behind my cheap walkable area. Ooh, I like this. This is my first time really looking at the background. I like this. That's cool. Very Art Deco. The old radio, very cool. All right, and she walks out. And she walks out. Perfect. Okay. This is music I took from Golden Wake. Thank you from Cisco. Because it's, you know, 1930s. 1920s, actually. Okay. That looks okay. You know, I need to test the game to make sure that everything works okay. But so far, that's good. So I've got Grant Exterior, Grant Interior, Jewelry Store. Okay. The exterior of the jewelry store looks like this. For now. Even Ben's whiteboarding boxing looks amazing. You know what's cool about it? Okay, so this, while I got the state in my head, I'm just going to do this. Jewelry store exterior, base, bam. What's cool about it is that it looks noir, right? It looks like an old black and white movie. And it's set in the 30s. So, I mean, it's set in the 20s. Why do I keep saying 30s? It's set in the 20s, so that kind of works, right? I'm like, should I desaturate all the characters and make it black and white? That wouldn't work. But I just find this funny. Okay, and this hotspot I actually moved to another room, so I need to do that later. But okay, so walkable areas. Yep, that's completely wrong. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna change this. Okay, he always puts these lampposts like because I have a bunch of characters have a conversation out here, and now I gotta position them so they're not blocked by the lamppost. Thanks, Ben. All right, whatever. All right. All right. And you can go up to the door. And then I'm going to zoom in. Zoink. And yoink. Okay. Okay. So you walk in. All right, I'm going to do another cheapo walk behind thing because I want to. All right, this is going to be a little more difficult because the car is not going to be as easy to cut out. Let's see. Maybe I could be wrong. Let's see. Nope. All right. All right. I'm just gonna. Like I said, I don't want to put too much effort into this because Ben is gonna make it better later. So I'm just gonna do some cheap. Yeah, because. Actually, it's probably easier to cut outside of the car. Hello. Yeah, okay, that's a little easier. Cutting outside of the car than inside the car. delete, and then I'll just do a quick cleanup. Again, I don't really care about this being good. Okay, so there's that, and then there's also this pull. Yeah, it's actually easier to actually. Whoops. All right. All right. Let's just do this the cheap way. Okay, I don't think she stands up very high. She's probably, this is probably as high as I need it to go. Okay, and then the rest I'm just going to do cheapen manually. Let's see. Yeah. It's nice when I don't have to worry about it being good. Ben will make it better. Ben always makes it better. Let's see here. Yeah, this is my concentrating face. Yeah. Bloody fancy Art Deco curves. Yes, I said bloody. I'm married to a British woman. I can do that. Let's see. Okay. Whatever. I don't know how exciting this is for you guys, but y'all are still here. Okay. I sometimes wonder if I should put on music. I find it distracting. Okay, that should do it. Uh-huh. All right. I don't know what the good of that was, because now I still gotta I need to cut even more. I'm gonna switch it to a pencil, make it bigger, because now I can just do this, and then that'll make it easier to cut it out. Cut it out. Okay, I'm just gonna start erasing stuff. Actually, I can just, yeah. But now I've got the Golden Wake music in my head. Do 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 do. Now I highlight this, and I highlight that. Copy, paste. Move it to the right position. Whoops. There we go. Done. All right, save that. Placeholder foreground. Okay, I see some chat. Let's see. Black and white DLC. All I would have to do is like hit a desaturate button. It's not hard. But yeah, maybe I could just add that in there and then charge for it. Noir DLC. Black and white secret achievement mode with Lirum Ipsum Lorem dialogue. Game called Shadow of Memories uses sepia and black and white for different time periods. I thought that was cool too. Yeah, you go back to like, I don't know, like the Middle Ages or something, and it's all sepia. I really dug that. That was a great game. I refused to play it because I refused to replay it because I played it in like 2001, 2002, something like. No, it was 2001, and it blew my mind at the time. And my memory of it is like, this was incredible. And I don't want to replay it because that's the fastest way to ruin your memory of it. Like I recently replayed the first Psychonauts because I recently played the second one, and it does not hold up as well as you might think it does. My daughter wanted to play it because she really liked the second one, and she wanted to see the first one because she liked the characters. And we're playing it, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that I just conveniently memory hold. That it's still a great game. It's still fun, but it's not as fun as you might remember it. Anyway, and I remember thinking about that with the Mafia remake too. Like I replayed the Mafia remake. I played the Mafia remake, and I loved the original Mafia back in like 2004, I think is when I played that. I adored it. Like it blew my mind. I just loved the first Mafia game. And I played the remake, and I'm like, wow, like they redid this scene, but man, I remember liking the original so much more. And then I watched the clips of the original on YouTube, and it's like, nope. Rose tinted glasses, they are a thing. It's a shame. It's sort of a shame about video games, how when they get dated, they're very hard to play. Like I can watch an old movie and love it. Play an old game sometimes. It's hard. It's hard to get past like the jankiness that existed back then. I replayed Knights of the Old Republic recently, and I still loved it. I still enjoyed it. So there's that. And that was from, I think, 2003, 2004. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the foreground. I know that's kind of like a traitorous thing to say, considering I make kind of like old school style games. But tis what it is. Jewelry store. I didn't make a folder for the jewelry store. Okay. Jewelry. And it's like, I always forget how to spell jewelry. I want to add an E at the end, and apparently that's incorrect. Although it looks wrong. There's a word for that. There's a term for that, where a word looks misspelled to your brain, but it's actually spelled correctly. There's a word for that. Psychological term for that, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, okay, 0. I'm going to do my little trick that I did before. Make it not clickable. I'm going to bump it up to 2000. Exposition. Okay. Oh, and I set the chapter there. Good. So O foreground, set position 0, 1080. Bam. So that should work. Now I got to set a whole lot of junk. Let's see. So she walks in. Okay. If she walks in, she is at Y position, let's say 885. 885. And so is Amani. And they bump. All right. I'm assuming this is going to work. Else, this is still fine. 885. And then 885. Okay. So now when you walk out of the jewelry store, you are going to be here. All right. Then if Amani is with you, let's say she's 200 pixels to your left. So, excuse me, 1078. Was she a little bit down? Okay, she's slightly above you there. So, let's put her like 38. That should be fine. Okay. Now here, there's a scene where you walk in and two characters are talking to each other. So let's put them like right here. I don't want them to be blocked by that pole, so I'm going to put them right here. Oh, you know what? She never even walks in front of the pole. I didn't even do that, so that was a waste of time. Whatever. So Arthur is on the left side. Okay. And then Lisbeth is on his right. And they're slightly closer to each other because they are madly in love. How far did I put them? They're about a little under 200 apart. So let's put her at 8. No. Yeah. 895. Let's try that. All right, so okay, and there's another spot where I want to do the same thing here, and then Fia is about 200. Let's see, Fia. Nope, she's like 200 pixels to the right of Lisbeth. So that's not something we're going to see. Let's see. This is the place. Okay, they walk in. I'm just looking to see like any other walk positions, X and Y positions that I might have set in the code. I don't know how easy is this to read. It's not really spoilery. If you want to pause it and read it, you're welcome to. But that's on you, not on me, if you get spoiled there. Okay, so if you want to leave the room, you go out the same way. And that Y position was 842. All right, let's see. 842. Wait. Is that correct? 842? No, that is not correct. Wow, okay. What Y position was that? 888. Let's go with that. 888. 888. Okay. Here we go. 888 again. That's easy to remember. Let's keep it that. Let's keep it that number. All right. Okay. You go to the store. You click on the store. You go to here. And you face up. All right. All right. And if Amani is with you, she walks like, I don't know. She's like 150 pixels behind you. That's fine. Oh, and there's a puddle that I moved to another room, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Okay, let's see how that looks. All right, let's see. Room 31. Okay, that's not so bad. She walks a little bit behind it. Okay, maybe I can extend it just to justify me doing it. But Ben is going to do me another one later, so whatever. That's how you exit. That's a... Wow, the exit hotspot does not to be... I didn't redo the hotspots. I got to do that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, everything's wow, everything's completely wrong. The door is now over there. I'm gonna move the door here, and it's almost a complete. It's almost like a rectangle, so I can just leave it like that. Perfect. And the exit, it does not need to be that large, so I'm gonna make it smaller. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Same with Half-Life. You know, I tried playing Half-Life 2. I got a code for it. I had a meeting with Valve at GDC a few years ago, and they gave me like a code to a bunch of their games. And so I'm like, oh, I'll try Half-Life 2. It made me so motion sick. I couldn't play it. I couldn't last more than 20 minutes. Yeah, I just couldn't play it. And the original Psychonauts did the same. Made me so motion sick. I think of the old frame rate. Because I used to be kind of proud of myself because I kept thinking... oh, like I don't get motion sick from games anymore. Maybe I'm getting tougher. I'm getting stronger. No, it's like developers have gotten better at like, at I don't know, something to prevent it from happening. Oh my god, like my daughter playing the first Psychonauts, she needs me to help her past the difficult bits, and I'm watching her play and she's swooshing the camera around and I'm just like, oh my god. Because there's something about it that's just slow. It doesn't, the frame rate or something. But the second Psychonauts, fine, no problem at all. But wow, I got so motion sick from playing old games, old 3D games. Maybe that's why I like adventure games, you know, static screens, no motion sickness. Anyway. Alright. How difficult is it to implement mini games? Like you said, I don't implement many mini games. I don't like them, and I don't make them. Alright, that's fine. She walks, yeah. Oh yeah, you can see she's sort of like, this was not a very good cutout, which is fine. I don't care because this is placeholder for now. And you walk in, and here's this. This is the next room. Okay. All right, that's fine for now. I'm gonna have to play it to make sure that. Oh, in this hot spot, I need to change. You know what? I'm gonna do that now because I moved that puddle to another room. Because there was a reason. Oh yes, it's because the thing you need the puddle for could potentially be used somewhere else, and the few people who tested it was trying to use this cold water, this cold gross water. They were trying to use it on somewhere else because it seemed you're trying to get someone to go away. You're trying to get, and so they're like, I want to throw the water at him. So he has to go and change clothes or whatever. And it's totally logical. And there was another place as well where you could like throw cold water on someone. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to move the puddle of water to a later location that you don't encounter until after you solve those other previous puzzles. So that way you won't have that problem. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to open up the other background that has the puddle. It's the car crash. Yeah, you see the car is crashed into this fire hydrant. So that, and you can't really see it very well, but I'm just going to add a cheap little puddle there because puddle. Yay, art. This is your look into the creative process. When you know someone else is going to do the art, you just don't care anymore. You just stop caring. All right, I'm going to just save it under a different name so Ben doesn't get angry at me. Okay. All right, so come on, why are you doing that? All right, so now I'm going to re-import that to the other room. Where is it? Car crash. Yes, please save the room. Oh, we don't need that broken window anymore, do we? Okay, well, anyway, I'm just going to update that. Car crash. Doink. All right. Oh, wow. Why is the walkable area so big? Do I need all that? I do not need all that. Oh, because you need to go up to the car. Okay, that makes sense. All right, whatever. Barf. All right, let's do this. Let's make a hotspot. And like I said, Ben will make this pretty. That's why I'm not trying hard. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to extend that here. Okay. And now I got to move that code over. Okay, puddle. Pop-up interact. Alright, so now you need to interact with it, and you also need to use an inventory item on it. Right on. Okay, so water is freezing and filthy. I'm just going to do that. So if you just interact with it, she's going to walk over to here. She's not going to walk in the puddle, is she? So I'm going to, whatever, this is placeholder. When I get the real art, I'm going to worry about where she walks. I'm not worried about that now. Come on. Priorities, Dave. Priorities. So, okay, there's that. And if she uses like a water pitcher, she uses the water pitcher. Okay, that should do it. And she needs to face left. Okay. And then I'm going to remove these hot spots from the other room because I don't need them. Been meaning to do this forever, but now that I have to, I'm finally doing it. Where is it? Time doesn't pay. Jewelry store, exterior. Here we go. And just remove those hot spots, and they're gone. And remove. Do I have to keep the code in there? I just need to remove these so the game doesn't crash. And hydrant. Okay, nothing there. Okay, so I'm going to remove these because we don't need them anymore. Bam. I did remove, nope, wait, did I remove them from the right room? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's see if that works. Can't wait to see what Ben does with that description. Which description? Oh, it's 19. Well, you're going to see that. That'll be the next room. The fancy jewelry, but it's 1920. Yeah, like I just don't bother trying to make it look good. Oh, wait, one thing I forgot to do. Okay, if I want to test everything in that room, I need to, let's see. Because I want to, okay, here we go. Now it's 35. That I remember, 35. Okay. What did I do? What did I do? All right, something. Oh, wait, what? What did I do? Why did it like black out like that? Okay, so I did something weird. All right, because I changed the inventory item? That makes no sense. Why? Why did it like come up on black? Okay, what's going on here? All right, I had to click twice for something to happen. What did I do? Okay, Fia, place here. She bumps. No block. Okay, pitcher. What did I do? What did I do that makes it stop like that? I just did this yesterday, so there's something I screwed up. That's weird. Okay, I'm just going to look at the chat here. I'm just scrolling up. Half-Life 2, yes. Mini games, I don't like them. Can play without motion sickness, but watching people play first-person shooters, oh my god. Yeah, me too. I could barely play them. Although, like, I remember the most modern recent game that I had trouble with was one of the Far Cries. I think it was Far Cry 3. I kept hearing good things about it. It wasn't really my thing, but I heard good things about it, and I got it. Actually, my wife got it for my birthday. This was like a decade ago. And I couldn't lie. I was, everything had motion, Bob. Because it was first person. You got into a car, and he'd be in the car, and it would be like, you'd be bobbing up and down, because that's what you do. And then you'd be driving, and so the car would be moving, and he would still be, everything in the game made me sick. and I couldn't play it. I just couldn't play it. But then I played Deus Ex, the new Deus Ex, and I was fine. I was totally fine. Fancy jewelry, but it's 1920s. Adore your placeholder art. Thank you. Golden Wake music reminds me how much I love Golden Wake. Yeah, Peter Gresser's a genius. He's amazing. Can't wait to see what Ben does with that description. You'll see. Everyone hams it up with that 1920s slang. Right now, you're just seeing the gibberish, right? You're like the blubber, flubber, 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 nigger, blubber. I guess you might see some stuff. Well, anyway, why is it doing that weird thing where it pauses? It should not do that. Unless I did something here. Time doesn't pay. Set suit. Nope, that shouldn't. That's all non-blocking. Why is it doing that? Okay, it should, whatever it's doing, it's happening before the room loads. Okay. I don't know what's doing. Right when she's walking, it's all right. I'm gonna comment all of these out and see if that prevents that weird, not loading thing properly from happening. Because that's the only thing I can think of. Yep. Okay. So it's one of those commands is preventing it from doing what I want. Okay, not that one. This one. Not that one. Okay. This one. I did change the way this command worked not long ago. That might be what's screwing it up. Yep, okay, that did something weird. All right, why is it doing that? I'm setting their expressions. All right, null x happy. No gesture and forwards. Okay, what no? This should all be non-blocking. So why is it doing that? I'm curious if it's one of them or both of them, both Arthur and Elizabeth. Maybe I can't. Oh, duh. Okay, because I see why. What I don't understand though is why I never noticed that before. That should have. Okay, because the say command is a blocking command. Okay. All right. I don't know. Why did that never happen before? That's really odd. Okay, whatever. So I'll have to find another way to make them smile before you entering the room. No biggie. So now they're not smiling. Well, she's kind of smiling, but he's not. Okay, so they're kissing right now. They hijacked this car and they're now kissing in front of it because they're insane and I love them. I'm just testing this. And then then you throw the water on them. Sorry, slight spoilers. Okay, that's the puzzle. All right, well, I'll figure out how to make them smile. Right now, they're incapable of smiling unless they're talking at the same time. Because usually what I do is, I set their expression when they talk. But if it's set to null, they should just change, right? But for some reason now it's blocking. It won't move forward unless I click. There must be something I screwed up. But anyway, I'll deal with that later. So sorry, now you can't smile. Alrighty. So that puzzle is now back in the game. So now Drunkarella will see what that inside of the jewelry store looks like with Ben's description. So yeah, this is what it looks like now, using, again, Mr. Placeholder Man, whose name was Monty. This character's name was Monty in my original design. But Monty is no longer in the game, so he's now Placeholder Dude. But here his name is Danny. Actually, wait, you know what? We got him. Why is he? Oh, I see. Yeah, we actually do have a character sprite for him. But we never gave him a front view, so that's why he's still Monty. But I might as well just give him a side view, because that way I don't get confused. All right, I'll use this. And there's two versions of him, one with a jacket and one without. So I'll just fix that. We'll get a proper front view eventually. So now you'll see. Yeah, there he is. That's where he is. Okay, so now I'm going to change the background to the new one. Jewelry store interior. Bam. Okay, it's very Art Deco, isn't it? At first I thought this was like a flat screen television. I'm like, why is there a flat screen television in the 1930s, 1920s? But it's a window. It's a window display. He's going to put fancy stuff there. Okay. And he kind of like went overboard with the bloom here. That's not going to be in the final version, obviously. So anyway, and this you can barely see it. I didn't know it was there either. Because he's supposed to look at a microscope, and here it is, but it's hard to see because of the bloomy background. But again, this will be made better later. So let's change stuff. So I hope this meets your expectations, Drunkarella. Reminds me of my mother-in-law. Oh my god, dude. I don't get mother-in-law. I can't appreciate mother-in-law jokes, because I kind of adore my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is terrific. Sweetest lady. British, like my wife. Just so like incredibly active, has a massive garden, still has a job. Will come fly here to help us out at the drop of a hat. She'll fly all the way from England. If my mom lives in freaking Tribeca, downtown Manhattan, and she wouldn't do that. She's like, what? You need me to babysit? Like we can't do that. But my mother-in-law will just, bam, she's always there. She's wonderful. I love her. All right. Do I need two? All right. You know what? No, I'm not going to bother having a walkable area to go to the back room. What is this? Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, I do need a walkable area to go to the back room eventually. But not now. All right, I'm not going to worry about that now. The annoying thing, like since the high resolution makes these tiny lines impossible to see, and now I can't see the, there it is. I just need to highlight it. There we go. And I love my parents too. They are great. They're wonderful. They just if we really did need the help, they would help us. It's just they are, they worked hard out of their lives. They're enjoying themselves. They're, during non-pandemic times, they travel constantly. They have a huge social calendar. Like they're cooler than I am. Like their dance card is fuller than mine ever is. Oh, whoops! No, that's a counter. We don't want to be walking there. Okay, I'm just going to erase all of this. I want to be my parents when I'm older, because they just have the most full life. They're just enjoying retirement and enjoying their lives, and it's very admirable. Even though when it's Could you babysit our daughter, this day? They're like, no, we have plans. They always have plans. And God bless them. God bless them. What am I doing? I'm doing it again. Okay. We don't need to go down that far because this thing... I'm going to do my little cheapo walk behind again because I need to. Jewelry store. Interior. Parents always seem to have epic social lives and constant parties. Mine do. It's amazing how full their dance card is. I kind of in awe. Darn you, grayscale. All right, I'm just gonna do it the cheapo way. Again, I don't care if this is good. Oh man. All right, whatever. All right, I'm gonna bring up the tolerance slightly. Maybe that'll. There we go. Nope. Okay, that's no good. All right, I have to do this the annoying way. All right, whatever. It's not going to be nice, but does not matter because this is placeholder walkable behinds. There we go. Okay, whatever. That's going to be janky when she walks behind it, but so what? Placeholder. Okay. Oops, I need to also I think this might be a glass case to show jewelry, so there might be like a transparency later as well, but I'm not going to worry about that until the time comes. And now I'm going to zoom in here. I don't know how well you can see it because the chat window is probably blocking it. All right, it might be easier just to remove the bloomy bit here. Whoops. It's very 2007 game design, right? All this bloom. Why isn't it highlighting it? What's going on here? Oh, because I'm on a different layer. There we go. Yeah. Delete. There we go. Move out of the way. There we go. Nope. Okay, that's no good. I'm just going to erase it. I should have done that last. Wait, is that? Nah. Poop. All right, let me. I can't revert. Yes, I can. I'm going to revert. You notice I'm like censoring my language. Yes, I do have a daughter. Oh, poop. You'd think I would try to like take the opportunity to swear while I can, but. Like, oh, fudge. Okay, I'm not going to worry. This obviously has a transparency because it's glass, but I'm not going to worry. All right. Okay, why am I? Oh, come on. There we go. Nope. All right. Okay, whatever. That's a total mess, but I don't give a crap. All right, that'll do. No, it won't do. I need to get the rest of this. Cheap. Why don't I, why didn't I just use the eraser tool? That would have been so much easier. Oh well, whatever. I'm invested now. I'm invested in it now. Okay. Too late to turn back. Too late to do it the easy way. Alright, I think that should be okay. Just for placeholder purposes. Until Ben makes it pretty. That's his forte. He makes it pretty. Alright, and I can probably just erase bits and pieces of it, which I will do. Okay, that's all fine. Because at one point you do walk into the back room and you need a walkable area. Walk behind. Okay, that's fine. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Placeholder foreground. There's something... Jewelry store looks pretty nice. Thank you. Something funny about the phrase mother-in-law. I think the way it rolls off the tongue makes it an easy punchline. Has the right rhythm for it. Maybe. Okay. All right. Now to put this into the game. Yes. All right, placeholder foreground. And again, 0, 1080. It's visible, not clickable. Oh, foreground. And actually, no, I want to bump it to 2000, right? And then set position 0, 1080. Done. Okay. There was a UK comedian called Les Dawson. He was all about the mother-in-law joke. It's very like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say vaudeville, but like I just think of like Rodney Dangerfield and, you know, like kind of like middle-aged comedians in the Catskills, you know, playing to a slightly older crowd. You know, it's like, take my mother-in-law, please. You know, something like that. That's what I think when I think of mother-in-law jokes. I think of that kind of like dated kind of comedian humor, you know. I don't know what era Les Dawson's from. Okay, now I got to, so I got the walk. No, I don't have the walkable areas in. It's so hard to see everything because of the grayscale. All right, so now I'm going to get the proper walkable area in. All right, so she walks in from this door. All right, I need to bring it up a bit. One thing about these characters is that like, because of the way their shadow works, when they're in the game, they're slightly higher than I would expect. So it's like if I put the walkable area, if I think, oh, they could walk right up to here, you know, they actually will be, that's too high. I always got to bring it down slightly lower than my instincts tell me. And I've been working on this for a while, and I still forget to do that. Okay, that'll work. Actually, closer to like there. And now I'm gonna. So I think that should be okay. That even might be too high, but we'll see. Okay, that is a massive door, incidentally, Ben. Oh well, it's the 20s. Everything was full of excess, wasn't it? Okay. So you walk. And I'm gonna... Whoops. You walk. And I guess you can, like, walk down here. Why can't you walk a little behind the counter? Why not? Why not? I didn't create that foreground object for my health. I'm gonna use it. Okay. I like things to be kind of... There we go. All right, now I'm gonna... So I don't want to be able to walk in front of the owner. And the owner is going to be like, I guess he'll be like right here. He also needs to be close enough. Okay, I'm going to put him right here. Because he's got two different versions, one with a jacket, one without. He walks and does animations when he doesn't have his jacket. And I'm trying to save Ben some work, so I don't have to repeat those animations while he's wearing the jacket. So I'm deliberately like keeping him, I don't want him to move. So I'm going to put him here, and I'm going to readjust this walkable area so you're not walking on top of him. Okay, so you can go like here. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Bam. That should do. Okay. Oh, that's too high. I can tell already it's too high. All right, so I'm gonna trim some of that off. Yeah, that should do. Bam. All right, so now let's adjust some positions. Exciting. Let's see what's in the chat. Nothing. Music hall. Thank you. Although music hall I think of as like more like early 1900s, like vaudeville, or like those like those two guys from the Muppets. They're, like the people just sort of like shouting, going like talking back and forth. Like they're not saying anything too funny, but you smile anyway. Okay, so when you walk in, oh wow, I set Danny's position. I just want him to be right there, but just in case I ever change. Okay, his position is. I'm going to copy this and remember 985. Okay, 985, and then whatever this number was. Okay. So when you walk in, you're going to be. Where's the walkable area? You're going to be. I don't like the way that looks. I'm going to just trim. It doesn't matter. For some reason, I always like the walkable areas to be like parallel to like the wall. It doesn't matter. And actually, I just made it worse. So I'm gonna. Ah, dang it! Now I gotta do that again. Sorry. It's fine, Dave. Oh my God. Yes, I'm an idiot. All right, come on. I mean, I'm gonna be changing half of this stuff anyway once I get the final art. So I don't know why I'm wasting my time. Okay. So when she walks in, she's going to be like right here. Okay. Player, place here. Danny's there. And if Amani is with you, she's going to be like right here. Okay. And oh boy, this is going to be complicated. Okay, there's a scene that happens later where... poopage. How's this gonna work? Okay. All right. It's just gonna. There's a scene later where a bunch of characters walk in at the same time. So I'm just gonna. It's gonna fade in where they're all in their position, all in their correct position. Because who cares? You don't need to see like every character open every door and close every door. And I used to think that you had to like have that. You had to have like. Every time you leave or enter a room, you got to open the door, walk through the door, close the door, and you don't need to do that. No, like Unavowed, I actually deliberately did not do that, and not a single person complained. No one noticed. It's like watching a movie or a television show. It's like how in the old days, someone, let's go into the kitchen. You see them walk into the kitchen. Now, like, let's go into the kitchen, and then you just see them in the kitchen, or they just like stand up, and then they cut to them being in the kitchen. Like you just know what happened, and I think this is why like the pacing of older stuff is just so much slower because they show more on the screen, more stuff happens. You don't need to do that now. I took some film classes in college. All right, so then Arthur is about 200 pixels ahead of Fia. So let's do that. He's about here. Okay, he's at that. He's at Y position 934. 934. So let's put him about 450. Okay. Okay. And Elizabeth is slightly behind him, so let's put her at about 420. And she's slightly lower than him. Whoops. What was the 934? Okay. Really? She's that much lower. Okay. 960? Do I even... Okay. You know what? We'll see how that looks when it's done. Okay. Okay. So now when she comes in... All right, there's a scene where it starts in the middle, where it starts where Fia's in the middle of the room. So that's this position. Blasted stuff. Okay. Current state. Okay, so they all walk to a place. I have to reblock that whole scene. You know what? I'm gonna do that later because wow, that's complicated. Okay, I'm gonna deal with that later. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I can just what room was it? It was 31, I think.
5.
All right, I can. Let's see if she could just walk in from here. Okay. All right, that position's kind of good. I like that. And how does she walk? Oh, whoops. Need to set a proper baseline. Need to set a baseline for him. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm an idiot. All right, I need to fix that. All right, so... Yeah, she doesn't need to walk too far down. That looks good. And then she walks over and talks to him. Yeah, that is not the final walk cycle, by the way. Like I mentioned before, a lot of the placeholder elements are taken from the previous version of this game, which no longer exists. And Ben changed up how he did his animations. So that is his new style has a new walking speed, which is a little bit faster because he's got more frames, so it's got to be a little faster. And so the old walk cycles look ridiculous now. So that's not final, just so you know. Oh yeah, this is okay. Blah. Okay. I can't wait to see her in her 1920s outfit walking. I just can't wait. Oh, I didn't have the. I forgot the hotspots. Okay. Let me put the hotspots in. Hotspots. Okay, yeah, everything is wrong. All right, this goes here. Oh, whoops. First of all, this is something that will be here. This is something that's no longer needed. And this I move here. Whoops. And now to make it neater. Whoops. Bet you're all watching this thinking, I thought Dave was a professional. Okay. And now this. Do you ever actually click on that door? Well, I guess you don't actually go in there under your own power, but it's something you might want to look at. So I will the hotspot anyway. Okay. Most of this is going to change. I guess this is kind of a rough draft. It feels a little bit like some parts of me is like, wow, God, I'm spending so much time on this, and we're just going to change it later. But this is actually will save time later. And I guess this red thing is a placeholder jacket. I mentioned how he takes off his jacket, so I guess this is the hook where he hangs his jacket. Fine. And now I need to make a hotspot for the. There's a microscope. Which is so hard to see because everything is so bloomy. There we go. I'll just stick that there. Okay. So all the hot spots are back to where they should be. That's good. And what I need to do, I need to separate these two hot spots because one is higher than the other. I did not consider that. And these two hot spots, these two walk behinds, I mean. So let's see here. This is counter placeholder. I put placeholder there just so, I don't know. It's obvious it's placeholder, but, and this I might as well trim. Doesn't need to be so big. Whoops. Trim all of them. Bam. Okay. Placeholder foreground. Okay. And that means I need to replace, no, not that. Jewelry interior, I need to replace from source, which is the best, and the counter. All right, so that means that the foreground object that I had is now somewhere crazy. Where is it? Foreground. Where is it? Where'd it go? Here it is. Oh, I did. That was in the correct place. Okay. Fine. And but now I got to bring in the counter, which will be. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How I test this is I add a 0 to the end of the X position and see if it jumps, and it doesn't. So that's good. I managed to get it to just exactly the right spot. O foreground counter, not clickable. And the baseline would be like up here, because if you're walking, you'd be walking here, and that would be behind it. So baseline of 900. Bam. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy that X position, and then I'm going to bump this over so it's out of the way, off the screen, and I am going to set the position on room load. There we go. So I'll just pop into place when the room is loaded, and then I don't have to think about it. Excellent. So now Danny should be in front of the room. Let's see. Oh, you shared some personal statistic facts some time ago that your studio has the biggest player retention rate. Oh yeah, that was what was his name? Lars, I think. Lars Duquette, who made, I think, Defender's Quest, not Defender's Quest. Defender's Quest, yeah. And he loves checking data, and he was looking at like developer. All right, because I didn't set the defaults. He was looking at some data of like retention between like, I don't think it was number of users or players. It was number of reviews between products made by the same developer or publisher. And in terms of like, it wasn't like the largest number, but like when you take the average of like my user base, like of the people who've played one game, they most likely, or at least wrote a review on Steam. At least they wrote a review on Steam. A greater number of similar players would write reviews for all of my games. I think just percentage, not number, but percentage, was like one of the highest on Steam, which is pretty awesome. But then again, like my games are like, it's a niche market, so it's like that number is small. So that's cool, but that doesn't mean like I'm a millionaire or anything. It just means that like my fans like me. So that's good. I think that's good. And I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful. It's something I try not to ever take for granted. Okay. All right. If you come in from intro, come on. All right. If player previous room equals our intro. I love enums. Enums are the best. Okay. RA set chapter. Time doesn't pay. So that should set all the defaults so I don't get that crash. Yeah, like I said, if I played the chapter from the beginning, all of those defaults would be set already. But since I jumped directly to that room, like the things need to be, certain things need to be set in order to do things with them. Like Amani and Fia, their costumes have to be set before I can make them do anything. And since it's not set, it crashes. It's annoying. I imagine there's got to be a better way around it. I gotta figure out a better way. But there's so much involved in like setting the characters like outfits that that I'm not sure how. But anyway, whatever. What room was it again? It was 32.
5.
Why does it do that? Okay. Wurgle, Murgle, Furgle, Wurgle. All right. Blah 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 blah. All right. All right. Sales clerk. And they walk over to him. And blah 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 blah. And let's watch something on this big screen television in the 1920s. Yes. Nope, she can't go back there, and the microscope is there, which you can barely see. All right. There's a later scene that I'm curious how it works. Whoops, not that one. Okay. I mean, it's slightly spoilery. Not really. I mean, it's the 1920s. You expect there to be gangsters and heists and stuff, and that's what happens. You help some gangsters rob this jewelry store. Okay. Yep. And you. The idea being like they have to. It's important that they survive. And they're kind of idiots, and they screw up badly, and you have to prevent them from dying, basically. And so you have to help them with the heist to help them survive. All right, so let's just see. Okay, blah blah blah. Fine, I'm in. All right, let's see. I'm sorry that the actual dialogue options are not spoiler-fied. There's no way around that. Sorry, let's go. Let's see how badly this is messed up now that it's using different walkable positions for everything. Okay. It's not too bad, but it's not great. Yeah. You know what? I know I'm doing the same thing is happening here, where I set their expressions before room load, and now it forces like you to click before it starts. And I know that didn't happen before. I am 100% positive. So I'm gonna see what did I change? It's under GSay. I know I set a flag for if say this equals null. Oh, it doesn't equal null. If it doesn't equal null, yes, it shouldn't do anything at all. And whatever, you know what? I'll deal with that later. That's a later problem. That is a later problem. I will deal with that later. I'm forgetting how this played out the first time around. Was Arthur in front of Liz or not? No, Liz was in front. Liz was in front. So that worked. That's fine. Okay, whatever. It's all fine. I'll deal with all that later. Right now I want to get the rooms in and make sure everything is okay. Excuse me. All right, so another room. Let's move on. Let's see here. The jewelry store has a back room. Right here. Let's do that one. Yep, here's my placeholder version. And we're going to get Ben's. Jewelry store back room base. Blinding. So bright. So 1920s. Look at that old clock. Look at that roll top desk, which I had. I had this type of roll top desk. It was in like, my parents had like a little tiny office in the basement. I don't know like where, like they just had all this old furniture from, I guess, when, you know, my dad was growing up. And there was this tiny room like off the basement. And they just put all this old office furniture in there. And like, okay, it's a little office. And I used that room when I was in high school, because I just wanted, I don't know, like I wanted like my own space to do my homework and stuff. And I had that desk. And yeah, so I have a fondness for that kind of thing. And then Ben just made it because, you know, I didn't ask him to. He just, you know, that was the kind of desk that was popular back then. So he just made one. All right, let's do some actual work now. Enough being nostalgic, he says while making a game about traveling through time. Okay, so... All right. That's a very narrow area. Well, you know, right. Okay, doesn't matter. All right. Whoops. Don't want to walk into that trash can there. Sorry, Francisco, if you're here, I'm using your music for placeholder purposes. You can tell I'm getting a little loopy now, right? All right, that should be close enough, I think. Yeah, you have to go up to that painting, and there's something behind it, because that's what you do with paintings in adventure games. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give. All right, let's see if I can. Let's see. All right, so Fia would be 475. All right, so when Fia walks in, she'd be here, right? She'd be here. And Arthur is about, let's see, 475 is about 150 pixels ahead of her. So that would be 475 if my math is right. And how far? He's like about 10 pixels above her. I don't know if that's possible here. I'm gonna put her down here at 918. So then he would be, how many pixels above her was he? I'm sorry. Maybe about 12 pixels above her in my placeholder version. So I'm going to do the same here. 18 minus 12 is 906. My math right? Okay. And Lisbeth was how far ahead of him? Also 150 pixels ahead. So that would be 625, I think. Hopefully my math is right. And how many pixels above? Okay, she was about 16 pixels ahead of him. So 9, 20, 2? No. Something like that. Okay. I don't know if that'll work. Let me see. What's the lowest? Okay, I'm going to put her at 920. 919. Give a bit of a buffer. 919. Okay. So there. And Danny would be how far ahead of Elizabeth? 775. So that would be also 100, about 150. 885. Okay, about another 150. All right. That would be 775, I think. And his Y position should be as low as possible, so that would be around 917. I'll give him that, 917. Okay. Oh, dang it. Okay. All right. Or, okay, if it's not during that time, Danny would be here. All right, Fia would be here. Oops, a little bit ahead of him. There's a couple of scenes that take place in here, and I'm trying to figure it out. Make it, whoops, 775. That'd also be 150 pixels. That doesn't seem enough, but whatever. 750, 896. So then, wait, is that correct? No, that is not correct at all. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so they both walk over to the painting. Amani goes first, so she'd be here. And Fia would be a little bit behind her, which would be like over here. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's see how that looks. Room 40. Room 40. Oh, they're a little high up. They're a little too high. Okay. Whoops. I forgot to set the defaults again. I got to figure out a way around that because that's ridiculous. That's dumb that this keeps happening. Okay. I do set the defaults. Okay, so it must have crashed for an entirely different reason. All right, let's find out what that is. Okay. Why did it crash? Invalid view number. Okay, it was Danny. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Danny also changes costumes. I need to find an easier way to do this. Because Danny changes costumes, I need to set a default for him. Okay. Suit, E-suit, jacket. Whoops, E, Danny, jacket. False. Okay. All right, so yeah. Okay. Now you have withdrawal. All right, so that was room 40. I'm sure this is fun. All right, they walk over the painting. They flee. He is completely in the wrong position. They are way too high. Yeah, they're way too high. Okay. Yeah, I forgot my instincts. I need to make them lower than they are. Yeah, that's way too high. That was my mistake. Okay. All right, make them higher. Make them lower, rather. Okay, and I can probably bring this a touch lower because there's a walk behind there. I'll just bring it a bit lower. And then I can add this. All right. All right, so Danny is going to be here. Let's set that again. Danny. Danny, place them. Nope, wrong one. Put him here. All right, so I want to bring their Y position down. So I'm going to bring it down to like 948. 948 for each of these. 948. Wow, I'm bringing it down like 50. Is that too much? We'll see. Excuse me. Okay. Crick. All right, that's not so bad. And that looks about right. Okay. I'll add the wall. I'll add the foreground bit later. That looks okay. Sorry for that annoying watermark music. All right, now I'm gonna. this is gonna be totally messed up because there's a lot of like really fiddly blocking bits during this scene, which is the second part of the heist. Oh my god, yeah, okay. Liz didn't even move. Let's see. Does he walk? Okay, yeah, that's a placeholder thing. All right, I'll deal with that later. I'm going to deal with that later. All right, I'll deal with that later because that's a bit complicated. So let's get another room in. There's a whole bunch. All right, I need some water. I'm talking a lot. Okay, Speakeasy. Can't have a story in the 1920s without a speakeasy. I want to see. Let's see. Second. Okay. Where is it? Speakeasy exterior. Oh, I already did that. I already did that one. Okay. Oh, Ben changed it. That's right. He updated it. Let's see. He updated it. All right. Notice I'm like sucking my teeth when I'm concentrating. I don't know if that's gross or what. I'm like, okay, yeah. He wanted to make the door bigger. He thought the scaling was off. So, and yeah, this place is called the Countess Cafe. For those of you who are familiar with Blackwell, might get a kick out of that. What room is that? That is 36. Okay, I guess that's a little, yeah, it's a little better. Floppity floopity flu. All right. Righty. And so we want the interior of the speakeasy, which is currently this, because I am amazing at art. And Ben's is going to be a lot cooler because he's Ben. Ben's is this. Except this is a hard room to do because you need different versions of it. You need one with lights on, one with lights off, with the spotlight on, with the spotlight off. So this might be challenging. I'm not sure how to do this one. You know what? I guess I'm just going to have to make a darker version of the room with this. It looks like the spotlight is on here. All right, what I'm going to do is just make a significantly brighter version of the room, and that'll be my placeholder version. Greetings from Spain. The way I talk is super relaxing. I've been told once I should do ASMR, AMSR. Like when I actually focus, like I could actually talk quite gently. And folks tell me that it's a nice voice. When I focus on it, when I actually focus on speaking this way, it's quite nice. But my natural speaking voice is kind of stammery and like all over the place, that's how I naturally talk. But if I think about it and put effort into it, I find my way. I relax myself. It's how I calm myself down. So yes, I will accept that compliment. Malorico. Is that your name? Malorico. All right, I'm just going to make a brighter version of this room because... Whoa. I'm going blind. Yeah. Lights on. And just so we know, when lights are on. Huh, and it's an Art Deco font. That's appropriate. And because it's so bright you can't see the darn thing, I'm going to add a little outline. There we go. Yay! The master at work. Okay, whatever. Okay. All right, so for the main background, I want the lights. When you go in, the lights are on. Okay, and when you eventually you turn the lights off and turn the spotlight on. So that is... I'm sorry, I'm trying to avoid, this game is not going to come out for like at least, at minimum, end of next year. And all the stuff I'm saying, you will either have forgotten about or it will have changed completely. So I apologize for maybe potentially spoiling a couple of things, but this is not going to come out for a long time. So you're going to forget all about it. Just drink really heavily tonight or something. Which, All right. Okay. Yeah. And everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Hot spots are in the wrong places. Walkable areas are in the wrong places. But I'm going to fix that. All right. I'm not going to... Now, if I wanted to do the foreground stuff, I would have to do 2 versions for each thing, which I don't want to do because I am feeling lazy and I don't feel like doing it right now, so I won't. There's no way I'm going to get all this in the game today, so maybe I'll do another stream tomorrow and you can see the rest of them. Whoops. That's fine. Good enough. All right. Walkable areas. I know it seems like I'm like, whatever, fine, close enough. It's because, like I said, this is all going to change. Not change, but once I get the final art in, I can really see where to fine-tune things. Right now, it's like, whatever. I'm just, this is just purely to get it playable. All right, so you walk in and... Oh, you know what? Huh. I don't even have to show we're going down the stairs because there's this lovely foreground object here. So I can just do this and then have her go boop. Yeah, I could just do that. Whoops, or not. Right. That is a classic AGS mistake. You think you're at the edge of the screen and you're not, and you fill it in and it fills up the whole screen. Okay. All right. Yep. And you're walking, you're walking, you're walking. Okay, so I imagine once you get to the front here, all right, she'll walk up to here and that's it for now. And this thing is here. Placeholder. This is going to be like a little, like one of those, there's a term for it. I forget what it is. Like one of those panel boxes that like protect electrical outlets. So people can't, pull the plug out of the wall and stuff. So that goes here. That'll go here. And what is this? Excuse me. Okay. Oops. Walk behind. Oh, okay. I might as well just do that here. Why not? Okay, so... Sure, why not? I'll just paint a walkable area. I don't feel like going into Photoshop and having to do it twice, because for each of the versions of the room, I can just do a cheapo walkable area here. I'll just do my best with the draw tool. This is not gonna look nice, but whatever. Okay, good enough. Good enough for government work, as they used to say. Did they used to say that? I don't know where that came from. Good enough for government work. I can't even see where the chair ends here, so I'm just gonna guess. Bam, and then. Oh, good God. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna eyeball it. This is not gonna be good. Back in my freeware days, I didn't think that you could like import foreground objects for walk behinds. So I would have painted this pixel by pixel because I was a moron, didn't know what I was doing. Fortunately, it was low res. It was like, 320 by, 2 something. So it wasn't that bad. I think I just like painted 200 pixels right there. Wow, that's terrible, but I don't care. Okay. I don't care. You all thought I was super professional. All right, so I am. Okay, there's no place I need to get in front of, right? So this is all going to be in the background. This is all going to be, yeah. Okay. I have a feeling I might need to divvy these up at some point, but that's fine. Alrighty. Okay. Ah! Raw! How do you like my ASMR voice now? Raw! Okay, that should be enough, I think. Oh wait, actually, this thing. All right. All right. I have a feeling this is gonna be wrong. We'll see. I need to bring this all the way down here. And then the bartender's here. What was this? What was this? That was a walk behind. Oh, that was when I had the placeholder bartender who had legs. And so I had a walk behind, which I don't need anymore because the bartender doesn't have legs. Okay, so that is sort of good. Sort of good. It's sort of good. It's sort of good. Sort of good is very nearly good. All right, bit of legacy walk behind there. I don't need all of that, but whatever. No need to. There we go. Okay, so Fia will probably come from here. Let's see, she'll probably walk here and then go down here. Yeah. So she'll come from here. Let's start her there. So she enters the room. That dinosaur ASMR. Okay, so. Okay, room load. I need to be consistent. I always keep using player instead of the character name, which is not good. All right, so there's there. She starts there. And then she should probably walk down here. That's how she enters the room. So rather than bump left, I'm going to have to do a walk. No block anywhere. No, not anywhere. She starts on a walkable area, so, and she needs to navigate. So that works. Okay. So now, oh, well, there's going to be a lot of walk behinds in this room. Because Elizabeth is up here. Elizabeth is here. She's like singing. I'm going to try to have an actual song in this game. Hopefully I can pull it off. Because with the way I have talking, it's going to be complicated because, like, you know, she'll talk, she'll sing, but she also talks while she's up there. So I need to, like, somehow change between her singing and talking, which could get complicated, but we shall see. It's a challenge I'm looking forward to. She's a funny character, you'll see. I can't wait for you to meet her for real. But she's standing on the stage, so she needs to be behind this stuff. Which, you know, I don't think. I think she might walk. She does walk in front of that table at some point. Although there will need to be a ramp, or maybe Ben can draw her coming down the stairs. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Come on, Dave. You don't need to put too much effort into this. This is all going to change. Ben is going to give me a proper cutout later that I just stick here and it's done. So I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this. Because like I said, I'm invested. I started. Now I'm invested in it. So I'm going to do it properly. Oh, come on. I hate when that happens. Because I can't see the lines. Because it's the high resolution. Here we go. Because of the high resolution, it's hard to see where the lines are. There we go. Okay, so now let's get these characters in here. So, all right. So Lizbeth, I'm gonna first of all I'm gonna put Liz here in front of the microphone. And Arthur, her paramour, is going to be here by the table watching her. And, okay, when you go to the cable box, that's here. I can't see the walkable area against the gray. I'm assuming she'll go here. Okay. Cable box here. Okay. There we go. There we go. You leave the room. You're going to go here. All the way to the edge there. Which is 1920. Else 1920. Okay. Let's see how the room looks when I play it. Let's wait for everything to break. Like my sanity has already done. Okay, that was room 37. Okay, whoops. Why is Liz floating up in the air? Oh my god. Okay. She's the levitating chanteuse. And this is no good. The bartender is over. Oh, okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Why? How on earth did that happen? How did Liz get all the way up there? All right, let's... Was that just her old position and I forgot to change it? All right, let's... I think I forgot to change it. Let's see. No, it seems about right. Oh, okay. No, that doesn't seem right at all. Okay, let's try that again. Oh! I see what I did. Oops. Because there's two different places. She's on stage, and later she's at the table. So I set the wrong spot. Okay, fine. So Liz later gets to the table, and she'll be like, I don't know, here. reminds me. Probably they need to walk, so I need to create. This walkable area does need to go down farther. All right, whatever. Once I get all the final assets, then I'll see where stuff needs to be. Okay. Wow, 25 of you are still here. I'm impressed. Okay. What room was it again? 37. Blah, blah, blah. This is my favorite visual bit in the game so far. They're like, she's on stage with like a Tommy gun in one hand and like a bottle of gin in the other, and she's just like singing, and like anyone who dares make her stop, she like shoots the Tommy gun in the air. Slight spoilers. I just love this character so much. And the bartender needs to be in a better spot. That's going to be fun to implement, but you know, if you're going to do the 1920s, you do the 1920s. Like that corner. I guess I can. Let's see. I can move these characters a bit. I'll move Arthur farther this way, I guess. He'll be like here. I guess I'll put him here, and I'll move the bartender slightly farther. Arthur, and then the bartender will go. I'll put him like, because I don't. The key part of the puzzles here is that you cannot walk past Arthur, so the bartender needs to be farther to the right. That should be fine. Oh my god, I've been doing this for like over 2 hours. Okay, let's see. This has really helped me with focus. Okay, that's good. I guess he could be sitting in a chair right there. That needs to be in a better position though. Murgle, murgle, flurgle. Okay, so now I need the hot spot. I screwed something up here. There is the cable box, which is all the way up there. And I need to move that to down here. Whoops. And change. I already changed the position that she walks. Okay, so let's see if the scene plays out the way it's supposed to. Okay. What room is it again? 37. Okay. Yeah, she gets angry. Anyone who disturbs her performance, she just like threatens to kill you because she's great. All right, skip through all this. Got to speak to the bartender to learn stuff. Okay, and then talk to him again, and then the house lights go down, the spotlight goes on. She won't be able to see what you're doing now. The light here notwithstanding, Ben is going to change that. Use this on here, and you yank out the cable for the microphone. And then she joins to join Art, but she's completely in the wrong position, and that's fine. Okay. All right, so it's close enough. Let's see. I'm going to put her, let's see. She walks here. Okay. All right. You know what? That's fine. That works so far. Again, I'm going to need to play through this whole thing later to make sure everything is copacetic, as it were. What other rooms have I not done yet? Have I done the art studio? No, I have not. Oh, it's my favorite room. I love this room. And now I'm going to destroy it by using Ben's stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's a background that needs to go. Whoops. Away. Okay, so I'm going to... This is a kind of eccentric, crazy artist studio. And I kind of adore this background. It was one of the first backgrounds I designed when I was first working on this game. It's one of the few locations, like back in the previous version of this game, it's one of the few locations that I kept. So this room is from the previous version of Old Skies. And it's one of the only locations that I kept almost exactly the same, at least in the placeholder form. And now, like, it's been almost a year and a half since I drew this placeholder scene, and now I'm going to say goodbye to it. So goodbye, crappy placeholder scene. I'm going to miss you. And now, let's see. I'm going to remove you. Assuming the background is here? Is the background... Did Ben not upload the background? Do I get to keep this for a little while longer? Nope, here it is. Studio. Okay. All right. And goodbye. Okay. So that is the studio. And there's still some placeholder elements that I need to keep in here because he didn't draw everything. So this needs to be here, I guess. And there's some objects. Let's see. Where's the curtain? Here we go. That goes here. It's like a panel in the wall. Okay. And then I pop that off screen again. This blanket goes here. This might go here. This thing will go here. Whoops. Move the blanket. Whatever. I'm not going to worry too much about walkables. And this is the elevator. And this is a light switch. I mean, a painting that covers a light switch, which I guess would be here. Wow, this is going to look terrible when I play it, because everything's different. But that's what I want. I don't want Ben to copy my placeholder art because I'm not an artist and he's better at this than me. So, yeah. Get rid of the objects here. All right, let's change the walkable areas. Okay. Oh, man, getting a little punchy. Can you tell? All right. I assume you guys are there. I'm not seeing chat, but I assume you guys are still here and just mesmerized by my play-by-play commentary. Okay. Still here. Hello, Electric Dragon. I'm glad you said something because that is an awesome name, dude. Electric Dragon. I love some of your names. All right. She doesn't need to walk around so much. I've got Electric Youth in my head, but I'm saying Electric Dragon instead. Electric Dragon. Okay, that got screwy. Yes, I am a child of the 80s. I had a sister who was obsessed with Debbie Gibson. like every kid back then. Though I think she goes by Deborah Gibson now. I don't even know if she still performs or whatever. Okay. Wow, that dated myself. Debbie Gibson. Okay. Another block here. She needs to get in front of the canvas. So imagine when we create the walk behinds, it'll be easier. I don't feel like doing it now. I just want to get this one room in, and then I'm gonna call it and take a break and then like do some design work because my brain's starting to melt here. Okay. Actually, why am I being so conservative? Come on. There we go. Come on. Let them walk as much as they want. There we go. Okay. Actually, wait, this is not gonna work. Actually, yes, that'll work. So I can make a cheap walk behind here just for the elevator door. Actually, there's no point in that, is there? Because the elevator doesn't actually open yet. But I just have this placeholder elevator that does open. I'll just stick that here. Whatever. I'll just stick it there. Okay. None of this is gonna look right once I play the game, but whatever. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Walkables. Here we go. So she'll start here and walk into the room. Okay. Okay. On room load. Okay, this is a lot of... All right, she starts here in the elevator. And then... Okay, when the after room display, the elevator opens. And she will walk to here. Oops. Okay. Okay, that works. And then she needs to interact with a light switch, which Ben did not draw. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Where did I put the hotspot for it? Here. Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna draw one. I'm just gonna throw it on the background because we need to see it, just for testing purposes. Okay, Pi Studio. I'm just gonna light switch. Done. Why is it taking so long to save that? This old version of Photoshop is clunky. All right, let's change it. Done. All right, so light switch goes here. And the object here, this covers the light switch. That's here, I believe. 1 second. First it starts here. Actually, no. When it okay, and then so yeah, you lift it back up and it reveals the light switch. Okay, good. Done. So that's that you can see now. That's pretty obvious. All right, I'm going to remove all these hot spots for the various paintings because They were all my descriptions were based on like the crappy placeholder stuff that I drew, and Ben is going to be doing something entirely different. So I'm just going to remove these altogether for now. My lovely descriptions, so long. Okay. And what else? This thing. What other hotspots do we have? The crank. Where is it? Not the crank. There's a... What is this? Okay. Alright, did I? Nope. Okay. Hotspots. Crank. Those don't need. Nope, I don't need that. Okay, I changed that to an object, not a hotspot, because I'm not insane. All the blankets, the door, which is now going to be over here. Done. Let's see how it looks. Well, it's the thing is, they're not pre-rendered, in meaning they'll look 3D in the game. Ben is painting. He designs them in 3D first. That's just his new stuff. He designs everything in 3D just to get the placement and scaling and everything. I put that into the game just to see how everything looks, And then what he does is he paints over them. He paints over the background. So it's not going to be pre-rendered like in the traditional sense, where something looks like it was done in 3D on a 2D background. Okay, yep. And she's not on a walkable area. Okay. I thought she was going to be on a walkable area. That's weird. All right, let's see here. I'll show you an example. If you haven't seen any backgrounds from this game before, I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. Once I get this in, I got this. My wife uses this phrase. I have state in my head. I got state in my head. Don't disturb me. I have state in my head. You only have enough room in your brain for X amount of stuff. Okay, that should work. All right, let's see. Something like that, yeah. Ben prefers working that way now, just because where he used to do like sketchy stuff, it's easier for him to change things. Like if you put it in the game and it turns out something is too short. Like in the background, there was a room we did earlier where there was like it was a jewelry store, and there was a microscope on the counter, and the counter was way too low. When we put it into the game, we were like, oh, that's way too low. So it's easy, 3D, just pop it up. And then once everything is set and we like everything, he paints over it. And what's nice about it is that he can fiddle with lighting to see how light would work in the room before he paints over it. It seems a bit overkill. It's a bit of extra work, but the results are really good. Okay, why am I not walking? Okay, and then push the light switch. Reveals the room. Why am I not walking? Oh, I know why I'm not walking. I know why I'm not walking. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know why I'm not walking. different walkable area. Okay. Room 25. And now she's walking. And what's going to happen, like this room is supposed to be darker. Like it's going to be darker and there'll be like some light coming out of the elevator that reveals this painting. Because it's a very simple thing. It seems like, oh, this is a simple, easy puzzle. But and I did this technique in Unavowed a lot, where I want to like reveal something. I want you to discover something cool in a room, you know. But it's very hard to direct that attention when like there's when you see it before the character does, you know. Like in Unavowed, for example, there's a scene where you walk into the basement and there's like, and the basement is like half forest, leaves are growing out of the walls, and there's a tree stump on the ground, and that's a really cool thing, right? But I don't want it just be thrown in your face when you walk in the room. I want it to be like a surprise for you as well as the characters. So I added this little extra bit where where the lights are off and you have to turn the lights on. It's pretty simple. There's a fuse box, you find a fuse, you replace the fuse, and the lights go on, and suddenly both you and the characters see like this weird thing all at the same time. So it's like this little, just this little extra step to, create like a little bit of tension, a little mystery of like, what's in here, that kind of thing. And with all the, you have no idea what it is because of the placeholder art. So I'm gonna have to change her walking position. So she reveals the light switch, flips it on, and she's like, whoa. She walks behind the curtain. All right, you know what? My brain's fried. I think this is as far as I can deal with this for now. I need to take a break. I need lunch because I haven't eaten, and it's like almost 2 p.m. And I need to do some design work or something before I pick my daughter up from school. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of pre-rendered placeholder art. And hopefully I'll do more of these because these are cool. They really help me focus. And yeah, I guess I will see y'all next time. So bye-bye.